Hello, it's been a while since I've done one of these. Lots happened in a year and a bit since the last time I've done a video. As people know, if they'll follow the Sunderland bit, I was part of What the For podcast, which is why I stopped doing these. We've floated on the Sunderland side. You see what's changed in a year. We've been from being shit to being quite good. We've went from trying to get players like Callum Styles in January to getting Europa League level players and like Enzo Lefebvre. We've went from having no strikers to having two very, very capable strikers. Sacked Michael Beale, hired Mike Dodds, tried to get Will Still, hired Regis Labrie, and we've looked forward after that. Fourth in the league. Just want to put my thanks out there to Graham and everyone from What the Fork for the opportunity to be part of that. But I thought a change of scenery, do something on my own, might be better off for me. What we'll do is, if the lads from the What the Fork would like to come on here at any point in time, just to change it up a little bit, they're more than welcome to. There's a few changes going to happen to the channel a little bit. Before, I used to just do the men's team where it was like the preview for the game, then the review of it. Going to keep that, but also at the end of a week, I'm going to do a review of the things that are also happening at the football club, like the 23s, the 18s, because we some young, exciting players that are playing for them at the minute, and just try and get and just give you a little bit of information on that, and also the women's team, because they're doing really, really well. And as a grassroots coach of a girls' team myself, I am a fan of the women's game, and just to give a little bit of exposure from the stuff that you don't normally see. Today, though, I'm just going to focus on the Luton game off Wednesday night, and look forward to the Leeds game on Monday. What can you say about the Luton game? I thought the game was controlled, very, very controlled. Even though we did have that little bit of a scare just before half time, when I don't know how the lads missed it. Luckily, the offside flag was up. Where Carl Morris, I think Patterson's tipped it on the post, and it's come back out of whoever the other fella was. Can't remember his name for the life of us. And he scuffed his shot, and Wilson's managed to get back and cleared off the line. But as you say, lucky for us, the offside flag was up. On another day, it could have been 5 or 6, and the thing that worries me the most is that could be the difference between us and like Sheffield United and Leeds, especially that. Them first 5 minutes when you had Dan Neil's chance and you had Wilson's chance, they would have been 2-0 by then. Then you think the few chances we had after that as well, that's a 4 or 5-0 game for any of them two teams, which I'm hoping doesn't really play an effect, especially when you come to Monday night, when you're not going to get many chances against Leeds as much as you would against the Luton Town team. And that might come back to bite you in the arse. I thought Ballard and 09 were magnificent on Wednesday night. I thought they were really, really good. Ballard bullied Carlton Morris. He never got a sniff other than that header, but he wasn't marking him at the time. I think somebody else was. Every time the ball went long, he was all over him. And he couldn't get anywhere near him. It was nice to see us standing up the physicality of Luton Town, which apparently, by the way, Luton Town fans are so happy that they have their football club back. They wish to go back down to League One, which they haven't been since 2019 by my guess. But that's their choice. I think one of the famous lad who said Sunderland were very good and Luton will finish above us. Hope he did have a bet on that. That went well. Another positive, got to speak about him, the little French magician Enzo Lefebvre. He was fantastic on Wednesday night. Absolutely fantastic. I made a comparison on the podcast last year about when Pierre played for Sunderland, with him being he's native from France. It's their typical normal stature where they're arrogant around the pitch, they stroll around the pitch thinking they own the place. And Pierre wasn't very good, so when he did it came across as arrogant. When Lefebvre does it, his ability backs him up. He was fantastic. He's brilliant goal. He doesn't score that, by the way, if he's playing in the middle. Just for the people who asked him to play in the middle, he's doing a good enough job out there as he is. When Mundle's back fit, which apparently he's on the bench on Monday, which is a massive bonus and a massive boost. Let's just keep on the left-hand side for the time being and let's work forward from there. See a couple of negatives. Chris Rigg looked a little bit tired and leggy. Maybe it's a case of where you rest him for Leeds, take him out, maybe he's bringing Metham in, go a little bit more solid at the back, playing a back 5. But I'm not Regis Labrie. I'm not going to start telling him what to do. It's his team. He's doing good enough at the minute. Just let him crack on what he wants to do. My man of the match had to be Luke 09 for me. He was class. He was brilliant. Dealt with everything brilliantly at the back. And when we want to create chances and move forward, he was always the first one doing it. And that little bit of a daft crack moment at the side where he took the linesman out and started to wave his flag. Thought that was a little bit funny. So yeah, happy with the result. You take a 2-0 win, you take any win in the situation we're in. You've got to constantly keep winning games. Win them as much as you can, and hopefully teams that they're playing, the Sheffield United, Leeds, Burnley are playing, do us a favour. Obviously, Borough didn't do that the other night, and Joe Gallart, Mason Burstow didn't do us a favour the other night, which I'm not surprised at. And we're still in the same position as we were before the Luton game. But hopefully, things go our way tomorrow at the weekend, going into the Leeds game on Monday, where the lads have an extra incentive to go and play. But we've been in this position before, haven't we? But sometimes Sunderland go and shoot themselves in the foot. But again, at the end of the day, being fourth in this position, if you give us that at the beginning of the season, we would have took it and we would have snapped your hands off. So it's all good as far as I'm aware. It's got to let the season play out, take it for what it is, and whatever happens, happens. Go and take a little bit of a breather at the minute, just a couple of seconds, everything like that. Then we'll get back for the Leeds review. Be seeing you tick. Welcome back. Just we're going at the Leeds review now for Monday night. Massive game, as we all know. Sunderland versus Leeds is a massive game in any situation, never mind the one that we're in. It'll be a tough one, as it always is against Leeds. They're a top side. The recent form, they haven't lost in the league since September the 14th, and I didn't realise that until I looked this morning. Their last defeat was a 1-0 home defeat against Burnley. I can't remember who scored the goal. They haven't conceded in the last 6 games, which you're looking at it. They're a sturdy defence. You've got Pascal Strikes, apparently might be back fit. You've got Joe Rodon, you've got Ethan Ampadu, Jayden Bogle. I'm not his biggest fan, but junior football seems to establish a life in the Championship and made himself into a decent Championship footballer. And you've also got Sam Byram. The last 6 games have accumulated 16 points, 18 goals for, and as I said, 0 against. Their only way of stopping them from being perfect was that dull and boring 0-0 draw against Burnley, which I'm more sure everyone in England would say that 90 minutes back, because it was a shit game. Absolutely shit. The danger men for them, he's spoken about, I made a comparison that he's similar to Jack Clarke, where he's a very, very top Championship footballer, but not quite cut out to be in the Premier League, and that's Dan James. He's got 10 goals. I think he scored twice the other week. I think it was the other night, actually. But he's a top Championship footballer. He's got pace for days, and he'll cause you all sorts of trouble. He's made on the other side, Manor Solomon. They got him on loan from Tottenham. He's been in Shakhtar Donetsk. He's played in the Champions League, Europa League, etc., etc. He's got 7 goals. And look out, he's a danger man. He's really, really good. If you look into that as well, he's not in the greatest of form, but Ramazani on the bench as well if Solomon doesn't fit. Joe Pirro's a top goal scorer. Everyone in the Championship knows who he is. 14 goals this season. He scored goals last season for Leeds. Scored goals for Swansea. Top centre forward. He's got to hope Metham, Ballard or Nyan, if they play, whatever combination of them plays, you've got to keep them quiet. And if we can keep them quiet in Silent Ellen Road for the first 20, 30 minutes, I think we'll be on for a good thing. But you know, Pirro only needs one chance, and if he puts it in the back of the net, and if you give him it, he'll cause. He did it at the stadium night, didn't he? Though he only had one chance and he scored. But the main danger threat for me, for Leeds, is Eo Tanaka in midfield. Japanese international, signed in the summer. Can't remember who he signed from. Absolute workhorse in the middle of the park. He controls the game from the middle of the park, similar to what like a Dan Neil and a Joe Bellingham does for us. So I'm hoping in that situation they what's the word I'm looking for? Cancel each other out. That's what I was looking for. But he's a very, very, very good player. He scored a worldie goal the other week. I think it was again. I can't remember who it was against, but he did score a worldie goal the other week. He's played a part in their goal. The Pirro goal against Watford, which was a worldie. Brilliant little footballer, absolute brilliant little footballer. And if you allow him to dictate the game, he'll boss the game by himself. So you're hoping the likes of whatever combination he plays in midfield, whether it be a Neil, a Rig, a Job, if Lafayette comes into the middle, if he decides to go like that, I hope they keep him quiet enough where he can't dictate things. Because as I said, if he starts dictating things and he starts controlling the game, you'll find the game be gone with him before we even know it, because he is that good. The weaknesses for Leeds, I was talking to a lad at work who was a Leeds supporter, and he was saying like what weaknesses they've got. They said from set pieces, they don't score many, but they're also liable to conceding them. So I know we're not the greatest at set pieces, but hopefully they've been working on that in the training, and Labrie can see that, and he's worked on it, and we get a little bit better on what we're doing. Obviously, one of the main weaknesses, and it's funny because what he did at the stadium, like, but Ilham Elie, he has returned to form, by the way. He has returned to form. He has, obviously, as I said, kept six clean sheets off the bounce. I think he made an absolute worldie save the other week. Excuse me, from Ellis Sims down at Coventry. I think Ellis Sims has flickered in from about 6 yards and he's managed to get down to his far post and save it. So he is coming back to form, but as we all know, he's very, very liable to a mistake. Very, very liable to a mistake. As I said about Ramazani, they have got a lot of depth. Like your Ramazanis, your Nontos, your Joe Rothwell, Sam Byram, and a defender as well. As you said, he'll either play Amadou, Gruev in midfield, so that means striker play or striker be on the bench once again. More options. Matteo Joseph, a very young Spanish centre forward, a very, very good player. But they're lacking form at the minute. Is the stuff off the bench. They made 10 changes for the FA Cup game against Millwall. You can like if you Joseph, your Ramazanis, etc. played and they got beat 2-0. So are these players going to be coming off the bench in form or not? Which is a thing to look out for. If you look at is Daniel Farter want to twist and turn if the thing's not going his way? I know they have the individual quality there to damage Sunderland, but is he going to trust them? I don't know about that with them not being in a particularly great run of form, and also the FA Cup game against Millwall the other week. The score prediction, I've got 2 this week. The lad at work, I asked him what you think your score will be, and obviously being a Leeds supporter himself, he's gone 2-1 Leeds, which is fair enough, innit? He's a Leeds supporter, he's going to back his team to win. Me personally, I'll always back Sunderland. I think we'll go 3-2 either way. But I think if we can go and get an early goal on Settle Ellen Road, and we can be defensive resilient like we were, say, the early stages of the season, and not just go for the juggler and try and kill the game off, then I could see us winning the game. But then again, I say that against every team, because I fancy us to beat every team in this league. I'm not scared of no one, including Leeds. Yes, they're a top side, and more likely will end up walking away with the lead because they're starting to cut themselves clear. But if we can just go and get, as I say, if we can do these little things like get an early goal, quiet and alone, there is no reason why we can't go and win the game. And I'll always back my lads. So I'm going to go 3-2 Sunderland win. Thank you for listening, watching, whatever you're doing with it. If you like it, please leave a like and subscribe. It's been a while since I've done one of these, and I'll be back permanently. I enjoy doing them, so I will be back permanently. Keep an eye out for the Leeds review during the week. Hopefully we're celebrating 3 points. But let's just see how the game goes. How are the lads?